2 weeks later, I had a deck. 3 months later, I had a prototype. And just under 18 months after that, I think it was May 2025 of this year, we were invested in for 70,000. Then got another 50,000 in August, and now we have full inventory.
Welcome. Greetings, everyone. This is Imone and Prosper, and you are back at the greatest spot on earth, pitch to millions. I say that because I love meeting these dynamic entrepreneurs that are just taking the business industry by storm, the small business, and they're just building, 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 and their name and their product and their ideas are just reshaping how we look at doing business, and they are motivating us to also jump into our dreams. So today we have a special, special, special guest with us who is doing just that in Broward County. Michael Stover of Tunez Footwear is just, I mean, when you hear his story, you're going to just be taken aback like, wow, there's things in my life that I could definitely capitalize on and bring it out as a gift for someone else, because he is helping so many people with this product. So I am so, so, so proud of the Footwear, what they've been doing in Broward County. And just every time I meet Michael and his team, they just are they're the ones that we really really want to be watching. A perfect embodiment of what Pitch to Millions is, which is teaching you how to pitch for business funding. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to introduce him, Michael Stover. Thank you so much for being with us.
You're welcome.
I'm going to read your bio really quick just because I want the people to know about you. So Michael Stover is the founder, as I said, and CEO of Tunez Footwear, a fashion-forward orthopedic sneaker, a sneaker brand merging medical grade support and streetwear design. After experiencing a toe amputation due to a diabetic complications, Michael set out to solve a problem most people ignore. So true. Orthopedic shoes. And you know, when we think of orthopedic shoes, we're immediately like, what?
Man, look.
We can solve that problem? Well, he figured it out. Orthopedic shoes that heal the body but hurt confidence. He was able to do it, to transform it with a background in design, sales, and technology. He built Tunez to help people walk comfortably, live confidently, and reclaim mobility without sacrificing style. Period. That's what we love right there. Armed with a Bachelor of Arts from Kent State University, a Master of Science in Entertainment Business from Full Sail University, shout out to them, and currently pursuing a doctorate, y'all, in management with a focus in information systems and technology. Michael has dedicated himself to mastering both the creative and strategic side of business. His diverse background includes over 15 years of experience in graphic design, a career. First of all, you guys are going to see the background. You're going to be like, oh, yeah, that background that he has just now shows that he is a stylish gentleman. He has a graphic design career, a career as a DJ, and an authorship of 5 published books, including a novel released in March 2025. And without further ado, let's clap it up for Mr. Michael Stover. Thank you for being with us.
No worries, no worries. I'm glad to be here and just let everybody know what's going on.
I love it. I love it. So, man, just your pedigree alone is, you know, we could have just dropped the mic right there.
I ain't nobody.
But yet you are somebody. Love the background, love the dedication. I'm a former educator, so I love the dedication that you have to making sure that your expertise has like a pedagogy behind it. So
Hmm.
I appreciate that. I can appreciate that. So tell us, welcome, tell us about you some more, what we didn't know.
Well, one thing I didn't say, and I always forget to say it. You touched on a lot of things that are about me, but a lot of people don't know that I release music as well. I actually, when I first moved to Florida, in 2019, that's all I did. I wasn't DJing, I wasn't writing books, I wasn't doing
Mm,
any of that. I was just performing at every open mic that I can get into.
nice.
And I've released near 7 albums.
Wow.
Yeah, that are all
Wow.
on all platforms as we speak. So just released a my first full Christian hip hop and R&B album last week.
Let's go.
So,
I'm ready for that. I'm
oh
ready
yeah,
for
it's out. It's out. It's called Godfidence.
love it.
And I actually have a second one that I'm going to release probably early next year, probably around springtime to follow up from that one. And it's going to be called The GOAT, but not the GOAT, the greatest of all time, the God of all things.
Mm. Clock it, as the kids say. Clock it. I want to go into just that title, Godfidence. I told you that there was something you responded to, some of the questions that I said, hey, prepare with this. And it goes with what you just called your album, and
Hmm.
it goes with honestly the theme of everything that you're doing. It was mentioned even in your bio. When I asked you, one sentence to describe your mission or mindset, I believe people shouldn't have to choose between their health and their confidence. And that
Hmm.
I stopped scrolling when I read that. So yeah, no. So the fact that you're saying confidence, which I'll be repping that. The confidence is definitely what describes how I'm moving right now. So tell us
Hmm.
about that.
I mean, when you think of, let's just say how we were talking about with orthopedic earlier, when you think of orthopedic shoes, they look like granddaddy straps. So what I like to call them Ted Flander 3000. It's like they do not look like something of any young person's age would wear, or someone that cares about their fashion or image when it comes to the clothes that they put on every day. They will not be caught dead in the orthopedic shoe if they had any choice.
Yeah,
And there's some people out there that it kills their confidence
yeah,
because if they are forced to wear orthopedic because of the health that needs to be taken care of, now their confidence is diminished because they know every time they step out the door, we for especially in our culture, for some reason
yeah.
we love looking at people's feet to see what they got on. We're quick to judge if you got on knockoff Jordans or anything like
Hmm.
that. We are
Hmm.
quick to talk about you if your shoes aren't matching everything you got or if they're dingy.
Right,
And it's even worse with orthopedic because you don't have a choice.
right,
You
right.
know, at least at those times you have a choice. If you want to buy the real Jordans, you can, or you can wear the
Hmm.
knockoffs. If you want
Yeah.
to buy the new Nikes, you can, or you can make them get dirty. You have a choice. Orthopedic, you don't have a choice. It's either you
Hmm.
wear them or your feet gonna hurt. What else I want to tell you? And
Hmm.
now with the shoes that we created, you could be still confident and be comfortable and healthy at the same time.
And as a matter of fact, that's how you start off your pitch.
Yeah.
Tell the audience how you start off your pitch talking about that.
And that's really what it is. I say, you know, you're on your feet all day, your feet start to hurt, and I bet about an hour or two after you be on your feet, the side of your feet start to hurt, and you start to realize I need to take these off. What
Hmm.
if you had an option to have the same look and appeal as a Jordan, but with the orthopedic footwear?
Yeah.
That's what Tunes footwear is. We give you that aesthetic of walking out in high fashion footwear, but they're healthy for you. There's not a footwear brand on the market that combines the two.
Yeah.
So
This
we
is true.
decided to be that first.
And the background, the backstory.
2 years ago, I had to get a partial amputation on my toe, and my podiatrist said I had to wear orthopedic shoes from here on out. I didn't like how they looked, so she said, "Well, you're a graphic designer. Design something that's good enough, and maybe I'll invest in it." I took it as a challenge because you're throwing money at that point. So two
Hmm.
weeks later, I had a deck. 3 months later, I had a prototype, and just under 18 months after that, I think it was May 2025 of this year, we were invested in for 70,000, then got another 50,000 in August, and now we have full inventory. And neither one of them was my podiatrist, mind you. It was someone else.
Wow. Not because you didn't bring it back to the
No,
production.
no, I brought it to her. Business, but I was going through a situation with an ex-employee, and my doctor didn't want any parts of it until I got that taken care of, so she backed out. That's how
Mm,
that happened.
okay. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah, business is business.
Hmm.
Business is business. Maybe, down the line, business is business. So down the line, they might say, "Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready."
And they might,
They
and
might.
she's a busy person, so if she decides to, there's always going to be a place for her to invest in the footwear. I mean, at the end of the day, she's the whole reason I decided to do it in the first place.
Right.
So I
Right.
told her, I said, I don't care how far along I get, you are the reason I even started this idea.
Right.
Like, there was a chance a while ago that I wanted to start a sneaker line. Um, I actually, back in 2017, designed my first sneaker and actually wore it out in public. I was a
Wow.
part of the same manufacturer that Master P uses right now for his maniatis. I had a I had a shoe coming through there, but their profitability is crap.
Mm,
You're not spending any money up front, but you're doing all the marketing, you're doing all the designing, you're doing all the promotions, the ads, you're doing all of the exposure yourself. The other company will help you after you've hit 10 sales, they'll start to give you something. And then after you hit 50 sales, then they'll be like, all right, now you can get this, that, and the third.
right.
But as far as your what money you get back, they're only giving you back $30 per sale,
Wow.
but they're selling the shoes for 200 plus.
Oh, wow.
So what profit is that?
Right.
You know? And
Right.
now then that's one of the reasons I stopped because I'm like, I'm putting all this money. Ain't nobody buying 200, $300 shoes from me and they don't even know who I am.
Right.
And
Right.
I'm not getting any money from that. So it makes me less likely to want to sell the shoe because I know I'm not eating off of that.
Exactly. Exactly.
And now, earlier, what? So this happened in 2023 with the injury. Now, early 2023, I actually said I want to come out with my own orthopedic sneaker because it lacks style. I actually said this. I had a whole
Mhm.
put together for it. I put it on my. I used to have a clothing company called Lace Cakes. I had it on my website and everything. Orthopedic sneaker coming soon, and then I couldn't find a manufacturer. I couldn't find someone to mass produce it. I couldn't get the funding. The designs just weren't working. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe later. And then 8 months later, injury. I'm forced to do it. But then what's weird, you know how they say when God puts this for you, he puts it for you. I'm forced to do it. Now all of a sudden I'm finding all the manufacturers. I'm finding all the inventory. I'm
Wow.
finding everything I couldn't find 8 months ago is just falling in my lap.
That's the first thing that's coming up to my mind. I'm like 2017, you had already started a sneaker, then you picked it up again, and no, God was like, no, this is what I want you to do.
Basically, like this is what you want, and if I
Yeah,
have to do this to make
right,
you do it,
right.
then we
We
just got to do it.
then we just got to do it. And since then, which since we're people of faith, that's when that's the other way that this is what is supposed to be done, is that once you start doing it, the ease is there. I'm not saying
Man,
it's easy because I
no,
know
it's
it's
not
not easy.
easy.
It's not
It's
easy.
definitely not easy,
but
but
but from May 2025 to now, talk to me about that trajectory, because I'm meeting you like 3 weeks ago, maybe a month
hmm
ago. I saw you at
hmm
the Urban League pitch competition,
hmm
and you're still taking off. So, and I'm thinking, oh man, he's been doing this forever. May 2025
yeah,
to December. We're filming this December 2025.
yeah.
Talk to me about that time period.
Oh man, so many things have happened. So once we got the investments, about 120 total. We used majority of that to be able to buy 1,000 units, which were delivered to me in September. We actually have a fulfillment center in Utah that handles all of the orders on the website. So if you order now, they're the ones that are shipping it straight to your house after the order. So we established that. Then we started selling on our website. We got booked for about 9 different pop-ups. Our last one this year is actually next week. We had one yesterday at Aventura Carousel Club. Then I ran into DJ Epps. I've known DJ Epps for some time, because I'm also the graphic designer for Beyond Brunch in Fort Lauderdale, and he's one of the rotating DJs there. And one of the days I met him, I said, "Hey, just off of GP, because when you're a rapper, you're trying to make sure all the DJs know you or remember you or have something tangible to be like, yeah, that's my guy." So me not knowing anyone in the city, when I met DJ Epps, he was real cool about it. I was like, I got you. Any graphics you need, send them my way, no charge. I got you. And I actually made him a motion for his podcast. And ever since then, we just been cool because he realized he about his business. If I need him, whatever. And when I got the shoes, I was always telling him, when I get my new shoes, man, if I get a pair, I got you. He's like, all right, all right. And you know how some people, you talk to them and they be like, all right, but in the back of their mind, they're like, whatever, you know. My wife got nominated for 40 under 40 with the MIA.
Woo!
Um,
Congrats.
thank you. She with the MIA group and that magazine. So me and her went to her event, and I was actually waiting on my trade show materials to show up. I had ordered this big 10 by 10 trade show booth, and I'm waiting on it to show up, and it's a lot of boxes and they have to sit outside my house. So I'm thinking like, if those show up and we at this 40 under 40, I don't want nobody to steal my stuff. Whoop de whoop. So we at the event. I see DJ Epps. I'm like, oh man, I didn't know he was the DJ tonight. I wish I would have known. I'd have grabbed the sneakers. But I was like, whatever. And one of my other friends, his name is Jay Reynolds. He actually a partner with Dexter that runs MIA. And he was saying he wanted a sneaker. And I'm like, man, both of them here, and I ain't got none of the shoes. What am I gonna do? So while we sitting there, now mind you, I'm probably about 20 minutes away from this location we are. While we're sitting there, my wife tells me the packages were delivered. I'm like, hey, babe, I love you. I gotta go get these packages because I don't want nobody to steal them. So one of my friends took her pictures and stuff while I was gone, and I rushed home to get the packages in the house so no one would take them. While I was in the house, I said, I'm taking those shoes back with me. So I grabbed Epps' shoe and Jay's shoe, took
Nice.
it back. Epps put the shoes on. He said it's the most comfortable shoe he's ever put on. Wore them the whole night. He was actually able to dance around and kick it and loved it the whole time. He said, I'm taking off these shell toes. Your shoe is the shoe I'm wearing when I DJ, period. And Jay Reynolds actually had me sign the bottom of the shoe in front of all his financial buddies. So they looking at me like, oh, he about it. So I was like, man, this turned into a great thing. So that happened. Then to take it even further, DJ Epps threw a ball out to me, invited me to his live podcast. There's another name, a DJ by the name of DJ Chuck Chill Out. Now, mind you, they're both on Rock the Bells radio, but DJ Chuck Chill Out is one of those pioneers, one of those that started Ice-T career, started LL Cool J, started Busta Rhymes, so on and so forth. One of the only DJs to play hip hop in Japan started that, you know, and he's wearing my shoes now because at that event, it was his birthday. Had no clue it was his birthday, but someone earlier that day said they wanted to buy a size 14 off of me and never answered the phone. So I just so happened to have a size 14 in my car. And I asked him, I'm like, oh, what size shoe you wear, sir? And he's like 14. I'm like, bet, be right back. And I gifted him the shoes for his birthday. So it was it was crazy after that. And he actually took those shoes, went to Rock the Bells cruise, and wore the shoes while he was on the cruise. And
Wow.
about, I think it was a week later, he hit me up on Instagram and was like, dude, what is your number? I've been trying to reach you. I'm like, dude, you text me before you hit me on Instagram. So after that, he's like, "Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, I'm just letting you know I want to endorse your product. Your
Wow.
shoes are the most comfortable shoes I've ever put on, and I know for sure I can help someone get into these shoes." So now we're talking to him and his lawyer right now about establishing that.
Wow.
And as you said when you did the bio, I graduated from Kent State University. So I just randomly reached out to the Kent State University podiatry department, told them what I was doing, told them I'm an alumni. I'm trying to put back into the school. I want to make a school version of my shoe and have a Kent State version, and want the podiatry department to do our clinical trials for the shoes and all like that. You know, they responded back to me within 3 hours. The entire
Wow.
team, dean and all, responded back to me and said, "We're on board."
Wow.
I'm like, "What is
I
going
love this.
on?" You know,
God is going on. That's what's
it,
going
it
on.
literally.
Obedience is going on. That's what's going on.
So
I love
yeah, so
it.
after that happened, we're actually working on closing that deal, and then another big one, the Faith Center in Sunrise. I'm actually a member, just joined there about a month or so ago, and it's so funny how it happened. Right, I think Hurricane Melissa happened, and then a week after that, I joined the church,
Mm,
and then the pastor or the bishop of the church is actually Jamaican.
right.
So he decided the day me and my wife went to go to the church that we're going to set up a benefit of some sort for Jamaica. We have to. So they said, come to the meeting that on Monday and we'll figure it out. Now, mind you, I wasn't even a member yet, but I wanted to help. So I went, talked to him. All of a sudden, became the planning committee for the benefit concert, and in the midst of that, made a Jamaican shoe for the concert that will be giving money back to Jamaica, and they helped me promote it at the concert by the Consul General of Jamaica wearing my prototype while he was live streaming. So it was just like, what is all this happening? And oh, I forgot the mayor, and I hate to say that I forgot because he's been instrumental. The mayor of Miramar.
Yeah, he's great.
I went to the first Friday in September with just a prototype. I didn't even have the rest of my shoes yet. Had a prototype. He decides, he's like, hey, you know what? You've been out here working. I've seen you a few times with this prototype. I'm gonna buy a pair.
I
So he
love it.
buys a pair. Send them to him that night. Then the next event I went to, I think it was in October. Yeah, it was in October. I went there for the first Friday, and no, was it October? No, November. I went there
The
for the
one
first
that
Friday.
that we were at together.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
saw it there.
he,
Because I saw the shoe. I got to see the shoe, touch the shoe.
right,
Yeah,
he invited me up in front of the stage, in front of everybody, to tell everybody this young man's been putting in work. This is the most stylish orthopedic shoe I've ever seen. And I'm just sitting here like, I did not see you doing that, but thank you, you know. And he does that every time I come. They promote the shoe. There's another guy, DJ Stan. He's usually the DJ for every Miramar event. I think it was the state of the city. I couldn't make it to the state of the city, but the city actually used my business in the state of the city to talk about small businesses doing big in Miramar.
I love
I
it.
wasn't even there, and they promoted the
Wow.
business. And the commissioner, she invites me out to do things at her events all the time, and I'm just like, Miramar stands behind their businesses. I can attest to that, and
Yeah,
they've
that's true.
been instrumental in everything. So from April to now, well, May to now, December, with everything that has happened in that small sort amount of time, we've sold a decent amount of shoes and still selling, and something that's already scheduled for the top of the year. You won't believe this one.
Listen, you've been doing, I've seen so much that you can't shock me with. No, I'm
Oh,
telling you, your story is
you
just great.
ready?
I'm
You
ready. I'm
ready?
sitting
All
down,
right.
so I'm ready.
The two-time Stanley Cup winning in the last couple years, Florida Panthers have awarded me with the Celebration of Black Excellence Award that I
Nice.
will be receiving February 27th at their Black History game. And
Congratulations.
they will be promoting the business from February 1st to February 27th on their website.
I love that. To the Florida Panthers. They are one of the most supportive organizations in South Florida from what I've witnessed with the stuff they've done with the Jason Taylor Foundation. So shout out to them and shout out to
Mhm.
you. Congratulations. Well deserved, because at the end of the day, You said Jordans, like we're known for
Mhm.
our sneakers. We love some
Very,
sneakers. So
very.
it's so perfect for you to be awarded. And like the mayor said, with all this work that you're putting in. So I am proud of you for that. That's
Thank you.
amazing. Now I
Thank you
have to
so
mention, you know, I already know the answer to this.
much. Okay.
You know, I love my Jamaican people. I already know the answer to this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I love my Jamaican people. They know how much I love them. But I'm Haitian. DJ Epps is Haitian.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's coming.
I
I've
know I already
already.
know the answer because I asked you at the event. But we waiting because
So
there's a cup coming
the
for us too.
the shoes that we did for Jamaica called the Project Irie. Um, they started the role. They started the role that I'm going to be doing. We're coming up with a line called the Caribbean Diaspora line,
Love it.
and we are going to be paying homage to as many Caribbean countries that I can. And
I
how
love it.
I'll frame it is, you know, I take something that all of your countrymen and women know and put that on the tongue. So with
Mm,
Jamaica, everyone says keep it irie,
mm-hmm,
keep it cool.
mm-hmm.
So that's why it says irie on the tongue. So I'm still
Love
trying to
it.
figure out what I'm gonna do for the Haitian shoe.
I
There's
know
been
because we
so
all want
many.
to say sac passe, and I'm like, no,
Yes,
I
a
want to
lot
say
want me to do sac passe. Some people want me to do Zoe, and some people want me to do 1814. So or was it
1804,
1814?
1804,
1804. I'm sorry,
1804.
1804. 1804. I'm sorry.
Please make sure 1804.
I was a digit off. My bad.
Right, right, right,
But
right.
yes,
Woo,
and
that
they were
face
saying
value, it counts.
it does. No, it really does. So I'm depend. I might just do 1804, and the reason I'm thinking that is because it means so much.
It does.
So I'm thinking of doing, and that's how I'll tell apart different countries because you got Cuba, you got Dominican Republic, you got Haiti, you got a lot of different Puerto Rico. I mean, it's technically not a country, but it's a part of the U.S. But
Yeah,
still, it's like
it's in the
all
Caribbean.
of you have a different flag, but it's all the same colors, so
Yeah,
that the shoe doesn't look the same as everyone else. That's why the tongue is important because I take
awesome.
something from that country and put it on the tongue, so then that's the stamp. Because I don't want to put Cuba, I don't want to put Haiti, I don't want to put Dominican Republic, because then it's a representation of the whole country. But when I do something pertaining to the people, it's a representation of the people, and
Exactly.
that's something you can't really copyright because
Yeah,
it's
I love that. I love that. And that just goes with and I was gonna fight for Sakat Fet, but 1804 is perfect. Yeah, that is so perfect. We're universal and we'll love that. But that just goes because I want to go into the pitching, right?
mm-hmm,
That just shows the graphic design mind that you have, to be able to stylistically be able to pick up all the colors and all of that. And then the technology mind that you have to be able to think about the customer and the user interface, your own user research that you're doing. Those things are popping up based on your conversation, just and based on your thought process with this shoe. And
mm-hmm.
I want to go into that one point that we haven't talked about, which is more of the technology. And then I want to talk about the pitch. So, the
Okay.
other thing that is so special outside of all the Caribbean colors that we're going to be wearing at Carnival.
Yeah.
So we ready. Our flags and the shoes are ready. Is the technology behind Tunes? Talk to us about
hmm
that.
So the biggest thing, and this is something that's setting me apart from a lot of bigger brands, because there's some out there that are doing something similar, but not to the wave of how I'm doing it. So we are in development of a technology that puts sensors underneath the insole and tracks your steps, your weight, your gait levels, your sports performance, and temperature. Sends that data back to an app so a doctor can monitor your feet daily so that they can catch things before they happen. So it has like an AI preventability element to it that catches the issues before they become a definite issue. And that way, doctors can understand what's going on with your feet. And honestly, from seeing the different shoes that you seeing the different terrains that you walk on and the weight that you put on your feet could really tell them what needs to be changed in your steps. The doctors now monitoring your feet can catch it before it happens, and then if they have to get an appointment from you, the app lets the doctors know you might want to set an appointment. And
Amazing.
then when you're thinking about, well, how I'm going to charge this shoe, it's electrical, right? Well, we're also giving wireless charging mats, so it'll look like a floor mat, but when you put your shoes on top of it, your shoes start to be charged.
Mm,
And it has an energy cutoff, so if the shoes are not connected, it won't be turned on, so you can keep it plugged in and won't have to worry about it running up your energy bill.
wow.
So it really works out as that next level futuristic technology that we all need because sports performance alone. How would you feel if you were either running track, playing basketball, baseball, football, however sport that you decide to do, and your shoes can tell you how to do this move better, how to do that move better, how much weight I need to put on my back leg so I can get a better swing. When I'm doing a crossover, which way should I position my foot to have a better aspect of power received from that move? That can all happen by wearing shoes that monitor your movement. Or even further, a person with diabetics like myself, we get neuropathy like it's no tomorrow. But
Right.
imagine if a footwear can track your temperature of your foot to let us know the temperature is starting to leave, meaning the blood flow is not as good as it used to be. You might want to take an appointment because you might be getting neuropathy, or it might be something that you can
Mhm.
else that you can do before it becomes neuropathy. If a lot of these injuries and sicknesses in the world, if you had something that can catch it before it was a thing, a lot of more people won't be sick. A lot more people won't lose feet. A lot more people won't have numbness that they can't control.
Right.
A
Right.
lot of these sicknesses or injuries happen in your feet first before they get to the rest of your body.
Wow.
So if you catch them in your feet now, how much can you save next?
Mm, that's big. That's big. Yeah. And I don't know too many
And it's
footwear
easy for
that's
me
doing that. Yeah. That's
and it's
amazing.
easy for me to talk about it because everything I'm speaking of is patent pending.
Mm.
So I'm kind of I talk about it so much because I'm waiting for someone to undermine my technology and try to come out with it. 'Cause I'm suing you right
Yeah.
away.
Right. You're like, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Please drop it so I can have a reason to go to my lawyers. Like that's a check. Let's go get it.
All right, sir. Let's go into, first of all, thank you for that
No
because
worries.
I am someone that loves my heels, but
Mm-hmm.
I love my sneakers too. And I'm about comfort. I'm literally on ChatGPT, like, okay, can I wear these sneakers? Can I run in these? Because I jog, and so these are things that I'm constantly thinking about. And I think there are people that are out there thinking about it that do not have never been to a podiatrist, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, when we go online and we look, we're like, I think I could bear it a little bit more.
Yep.
So
I could deal with it. It ain't
you're
that
right,
serious.
but you're giving us that opportunity to not have to do that. And I mentioned the heels because you know, we're waiting on the heels. just,
And
just
I was actually gonna say something when you said that, and I'm working on a design for a heel right now.
listen. I already knew. I said it to you like 3 or 4 times already. I knew what
Yeah,
I was
and
doing.
that's yeah, you weren't the only one. A lot of people said it because a lot of guys, especially older guys, have asked me about a dress shoe.
Mm,
So I've
love
been
that.
thinking about doing, and this isn't set yet, but I've been thinking about doing a dress shoe and a heel combination, like a his and hers thing,
Hmm.
and called the men's shoe is called the crescendo, and a women's shoe is called the falsetto.
Nice.
Everything that I do has something tied around music.
I love it. I love it that that's bringing in your musical talents.
Hmm.
So, what made you decide to pitch?
The biggest thing with pitching is that's my exposure. That's how I
Hmm.
put the personality behind the brand. Because you see the brand, yeah, it's a good product, but who made it? Why
Hmm.
should I believe in it? And nine times out of ten, when it comes to pitching, the judges as well as the crowd are buying into the person before they really even pay attention to the product. Because you can have a great product, but if you're a terrible person, no one wants to buy from you. Or you can have an okay product, but you're a great person. People might support you because they think the product can get better because of the person that you are. And that's why pitching becomes great because it shows people your personality, but it also prepares you for the unknown because you are the representation of your brand. So when you have to speak in public, it has to come across naturally,
Yeah.
fluently. You don't want to stumble across your words. You don't want to but and like you don't want to do that the whole time because you are representing your brand every single day, even if you're not selling it. Your
Right.
representation of it. So being a good pitch contestant or a public speaker when it's in reference to your brand is everything because you never know who's in the crowd. You know,
Yeah.
you never know if you're talking to the next $1 billion investor, the next person or next storefront that's going to wholesale 300,000 of your shoes. You don't know who's there. You can have the Michael Jordan of your brand in the crowd that once they wear it, the entire universe verse wears the shoe. But that pitch is the one and only way that I feel connects with the audience so they know that's a brand that I trust. That's a brand I want to support. That's the next brand that's going to blow up. And it's a process because I'm not saying I got out there and just got good at pitching right away. It's practice. The good thing is I was a rapper first, so I'm used to performing in front of obscene crowds all the time, no matter the age group. So that made it easier. Actually, the last pitch that I won is so funny because it was a 99-second pitch, and I'm sitting here like, what? How am I gonna say everything I gotta say in 99 seconds? And they wanted us to do it with slides
Wow.
that we weren't controlling. So not only do I have to tell the person next slide every time I get finished, I also got to make sure I keep it within 99 seconds. And I had like 8 or 9 slides.
Wow.
So, but I did it. You know, I was able to get through it. But one of the people in the crowd said, I've never heard someone do a pitch that fast and get through their whole presentation in 99 seconds.
Wow.
And I told her, I was like, yeah, I'm a rapper too. So it's kind of something that we do. It's because she said when I got up there and did the presentation, it was like I was doing a rap performance. I just
Really?
went all the way through it as if I was rapping a song. But I did it clear enough for everyone to know what was going on, could hear what my message was, and also see my slides. So I ended up winning that competition because of that.
So would you say that, because for someone watching this, they'd say, well, I'm not a rapper. I've never rapped. I've never done, and my background is spoken word poetry. So I know what you're talking about.
hmm
But would you say you just fell into a method, like you had a process already, you had practice in
hmm
that's what do you think that, oh, just right off the bat, I would have been able to do that I could have
No.
walked in and did that 99 seconds?
Me personally, because it's me, I think I could have been fine. But for a person that doesn't do this often, no, you have to practice. You either have to practice in a mirror or you have to do a lot of subsidiary, low budget, not really important pitch competitions to start it off. I mean, that's pretty much let me go ahead with the light thing. Okay. That's pretty much the same thing of a rapper going to all these open mic competitions and open mic showcases before they do the big stage, the Coachellas, the South by Southwest, because this gives you that practice because it's usually what, 3, 4 people there.
Hmm.
So I mean, they expect you to mess up. That's what those things are for. So
Yeah.
go to a whole bunch of those little ones, and those are the places you mess up so that you can have the practice you need to do it on the big stage.
Hmm.
And that's
Yeah.
literally all it is. You
Yeah.
have to practice.
I wrote that I wrote a book called Stories from the Pitch, which it was my time at InvestFest pitching. And that's
Hmm
what I said. A lot of it, I went back to, what I taught my students in debate, what I taught myself doing spoken word poetry, like
Mm-hmm.
just being a former educator and standing. It, I had a lot of practice behind me, and even before that, I would call friends like, "Hey, just listen to this," you know,
Mm-hmm.
um, because I didn't really know where I could go for pitch competition. So I just used the resources that I had around me. But
Mm-hmm.
now I'm learning that there's a lot of pitch competitions going on.
Man, every day.
And I didn't realize. So that was cool. But yeah, I agree with you. I having that practice before, you can't go in cold.
No, no.
You can't
Like
go in
the
cold.
only time you can go in cold is if you've done so many pitch competitions, so many practices, so many quote unquote open mics that you know your brand inside and out. So if you go in there with a cold pitch, you just love your product. So you know you can talk about it. You know to talk about the good things and the bad things. Because there's one thing that helps me with every single pitch that I do. I keep a basic outline no matter what pitch I do, no matter what the amount of time that I have. There's 3 to 5 things I have to cover. Because normally if you use these 3 to 5 things, your pitch will go across well. Your story, your problem, your solution, your market validity, and ask for funds.
Yep.
If you hit all 5 of those, your pitch goes across. They know what you want. They know why you did what you did. They know who you are. They know if your product will sell, and they know what you're asking me for. That's all you need. Everything else is add.
Yeah.
But if you have those 5 things, just remember that every pitch. If you hit those 5 things, overall, you're good.
Yep.
Now, there are some things you want to fill in if you have the time to, but if you hit those
Mhm.
5 things, that's an all around pitch.
Yeah.
And as long as I know that when I go into a pitch, everything else is kind of naysay.
So how were you able to find for those that need to locate, you know what, Michael, you convinced me, I'm going to do it. Where do I go?
Eventbrite.
Right, definitely.
Go to Eventbrite, type in pitch competition. You'll find a plethora all over the world, especially in Florida. There's so many pitch competitions happening, whether big or small, they're all over the place. Some of them you got to pay for, some of them are free. I would say go to as many free ones as you can as possible to get your practice in, and then only go to the paid ones when you feel comfortable. Because I'd
Mhm.
hate for someone to pay for one that they weren't ready for and didn't get enough bang for their buck. Because it's not always about winning the competition. You also want to make sure whether you win or not that someone in the crowd is touched by it. And that was one of the things that I was so grateful for the Urban League pitch competition. Even though I didn't win, there's about 25 people waiting at the bottom of the stage to talk to me when I left. And that was good enough for me.
I
It
was
still
one. I was one of
sucked.
them.
It still sucked that I didn't win, but it felt good knowing that I wasn't the only one that thought I should have won.
Yeah, I was one of those people that was very surprised that you didn't win. Very
Yeah.
surprised. Yeah. Which is a great testament,
Yeah. Yeah.
you did so amazing. I was so blown away. The whole time my mouth was just open, and that was like my first time seeing you. I'm like, oh my God, what? The technology, the this, the that. It just so much care to detail. I could just tell so much care to detail was put into the shoe.
Hmm.
It wasn't the theatrics, it wasn't the product is a viable product that is desperately needed um, within within society, basically.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I love that. I love that.
Yeah. When I came and I brought everybody a product, so all the judges had the product. I thought like that's it. That's gonna win them because they can hold the shoe, put the shoe on while they sitting there if they want to know what it really feel like. It didn't
Hmm.
work. It didn't work, but it's okay. You know,
It
it
did
was
work.
also it was also who was on the panel. You say orthopedic and you got a whole bunch of young people on the panel. They already tuned out. But I look at it like this, and my wife has told me a few times, some other people have told me, stop saying orthopedic, say recovery. You're shooting yourself in the foot. I'm like, I'm doing that on purpose. And the reason I do that is I want to change the narrative of orthopedic. Because 9 times out of 10, you do not have to have something wrong with you to wear orthopedic. It's just a healthier shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Period. That's
Mm.
all it is. Yes, orthopedic means limbs and all types of things, but there's a lot of words out there that mean 50 different things, but that's just the only one you know. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to do with orthopedic. I'm trying to show people there's more ways to frame that word than what you're used to. You just got to
Yeah.
stop thinking about it and take off the blinders and really see what the word is. It's just a healthier shoe. Doesn't mean because I'm wearing it is something wrong with me. It doesn't
Right.
mean because I'm wearing it I'm trying to um, do post surgery help. It doesn't mean any of that. It means the shoes I wear every single day hurt. I need a break. So I wear my orthopedic shoes to give my foot a break. Now,
Yeah.
when I go to my brunch, my meeting, my conference, my party, I'll throw on some Nikes or whatever because it's for a temporary amount of time. But
Yeah.
if you're trying to wear a shoe every day at work, every day on your run, every day on your workout, you need an orthopedic shoe
Yeah.
because you're putting trauma on your feet by having a shoe that is not made for every day.
Yeah. I
That's
love the
literally
passion.
what it is.
Yeah. And give us a different frame of living. Like people are suffering because these
Yeah,
shoes are not comfortable.
they're
So,
not.
yeah.
And I don't do it to say I'm going to put Nike out of business or anything like that. That's not how I'm doing it because I know there's always going to be a Gucci, Prada, Christian Dior and all of that. That's going to be more look better than mine. I got it. Okay. I'm not saying you stop wearing that either. All I'm saying is for your shoe that you wear Monday through Friday from 9 to 5, use orthopedic. When you get off work, take that off. But I guarantee your feet will feel so much better if they got a break to wear regular shoes, regular orthopedic shoes through the week. And now your Friday, Saturday, Sunday, when you go out to your brunch, rock your heels, rock your Christian Dior's, your red bottoms, whatever you want to wear. But you're only wearing those for a few hours compared to 8 hours a day.
Right. Right. And not just
That's
your
all.
feet. Your feet is connected to your back and to your shoulders.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And these shoes make you stand straight because there's so much heel support.
So, um, where would you send someone if they say, okay, fine, I want to go write my pitch? Where would you send someone to get started to get everything they need to for a good pitch?
So, and this is a actually a tool that I actually created. I'm not sure if I shared it with you. My app, Stand on It.
No.
Um, okay, so there's an app that I created. It's called Stand on It. If you go to I think it's lovable.standonit.app. I made it on Lovable. It's a beta app right now. But if you go to this app, it helps you with your pitch and even
Wow.
um helps you
You're
with your
going
actual pitch deck. Now, granted, it's not pretty. It just puts your information from your business plan into pitch deck form, but then you just load that to PowerPoint and then add the decoration if you want. Um, but the best part about it is a feature in the app called My Pitch. When you go to My Pitch, it comes up as a voice recorder. You record your 60-second pitch into the app, and it grades you to tell you what you did good, what you did bad, and what you need to work on.
hey. That's so, I'm gonna do snaps because we used to open mics. What?
Right.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
amazing. That's wonderful. Yeah, and that's your technology mind, your IT mind, information systems mind. I love that. So yes. So say it again.
It's lovable.standonit.app.
I love it. So now no excuse for us to work on this pitch.
None
And
at
it's gonna
all.
grade it.
Because, right. And the best part about that app, not only does it help your pitch, it writes your business plan. as you're telling it about the business that you want to start. Or if it's
I
a business that you already have, it builds it
love
all
it.
out for you.
I love it because half of it is, okay, I know what I want. How do I get these words out and frame it? So that's
Yep.
awesome to give us that framework. All
Yeah,
right, well
within about
let's
10,
test it
15
out.
minutes.
Let's test it out. You get 60 seconds for us to hear your pitch.
Okay.
I'll start the timer.
All right, here we go.
It's the breathing for me.
I have to
Which
psych myself into it.
yeah, see, we all got to do it. We all got to do it always. And you've been doing this for like about 5, 6 months, 7 months now. So
Oh, I've been pitching for a while.
yeah,
I used to be a keynote speaker.
listen, if we go through your whole resume, your whole life, we didn't even talk about thank you so much for your service that you are a
Oh,
veteran.
yes. Yes, a veteran as well.
Thank you for your service.
No worries. No
Yeah.
worries. I
So
was bred into it. My whole entire family's military. I did high school ROTC and college ROTC. It was kind of,
nice.
I had to
Oh
do it
yeah.
at that point.
So yeah, it's all you. That's you. So whenever you're ready, I am ready.
All right, here we go. Start the timer. So, when you're thinking about good shoes and good feet, you need to think about a sneaker that's going to feel good for you every single day of the week. So when you're out there on your feet every day, the side of your feet start to hurt. Your toes start to hurt because that irritation inside of the toe, inside of the shoe, does not feel good at all. Or your arch hurts. Something about your shoes just doesn't work. That's my solution. I come to you with the most ever stylish orthopedic sneaker on the market right now that has stitchless interior, deeper toe box, a much wider fan for your feet to spread, much lighter quality, and you talk about that here support is my stand up straight, stand erect, and really walk in confidence. And you could buy them right now on our website, www.tunesfootwear.com. They're $90 for a holiday sale just for you right today. Order and get your step on with every step perfectly tuned with Tunes Footwear.
Ooh, with 8 seconds still on the clock. I love it. I love it. Thank you for the announcement. Yeah, with 8 seconds left on the clock. Wonderful. And you got the website, you got the cost, you got the discount. Listen, you guys are ready. You guys are all set. You can't complain that 2026 you're gonna have sore feet
You
because we
can't.
told you
You
what to do.
cannot complain. I
Cannot
just sold some
complain.
what we sold a couple last night at our pop up, and he tried the shoes on. Was like, so I can run in these. I was like, yeah, just do a light jog. You're good to go. And he was
Love
like,
it.
okay, cool. I'm buying them.
And when I saw you at the Career Source event, it was exact the woman had there was a woman there that had on orthopedic shoes and she
Mm-hmm.
had to sit down. I remember she had to sit down. She's like, I'm a little tired. I had been on my feet. She had to sit down. And you just asked her, hey, what size shoes you wear? 8.5. And it came in, she put it on. She said, okay, I'm buying these. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow.
You know, and this is how, and I hate to keep, because I know some people out here that knows his word but just don't trust it yet. So I hate to keep pushing it, but you have to hear it. That's how God works.
Yeah,
Every day when I leave the house, I don't always take a pair of shoes with me. Sometimes I just keep them in the car or a couple pair. But that day, something said, grab these nines. I don't know who's gonna need them. Just grab them, put them in the car, whatever. Because I had a couple networking events to go to. So usually when I go, I always have my shoes tucked under my arm so everybody can see the product with me, rather than the ones on my feet. And I just had it in the car. And they were like, just take it. You don't know who's going to need this nine.
yeah,
Mind you, I got sizes 6 through 16. So this is just a random choice.
right.
Put it in my car. She needed a size 9.
And she bought them
And she
on the
bought
spot.
them right on the spot.
Right, on the spot. And the person that I was with was like, I'm gonna go buy those shoes. So he went back and he's planning on buying a shoe, which is a producer for this show, LaRue Sarvis.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So he said, I gotta get one of those shoes. So
Yeah, I'm telling you, like,
listen,
it's a game changer and it's a niche that no one is in. And I find it so weird. that no one has ever said, I'm gonna make a, because even if you're not selling to a young person, older people like style too.
No,
They don't
they
want to
do.
wear them,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So it's like, why haven't you made a stylish option?
And I
And I
think
think,
your focus of, you said it perfectly. I want to build awareness. I want to focus on that word orthopedic. I want to make sure people understand it's just a healthier shoe. I think that those slogans and conversations will change the game because it's
yeah,
important. Why are we spending all this money for shoes that are not protecting us?
yeah,
So
because
I
you
love the
spend,
alternative.
let's just, and I don't want to talk about Nike because they're gonna come after me for slander and all that stuff. But I mean, truth is in the pudding. You
Right.
spend $400 on a pair of shoes that's gonna destroy your feet, and you can't even wear them again. Unless you're one of those sneaker collectors that sell the shoes and stuff, it's pointless to me
Mm-hmm.
because you're just wasting, you're just throwing the money away at that point for a maybe. And there's some people that the Jordan or Nike or Fila Adidas that they work for because their feet are just okay with that.
Right.
But there's a lot of us that are not like that. The
Right.
ones that have the skinnier feet, it doesn't bother them. But there's a lot more of us out here right now that have the wider width feet. And
Yeah.
we are the majority. And we're stuck wearing the shoes that are hurting us because we don't have enough room for our feet.
Well, but you know what? That's what entrepreneurship is all about, solving a
Yeah, it
problem. And
is.
look at
It
you.
is. Find a
You
problem and solve it.
find a problem and solve it. So thank you so much. Please tell us how we can follow you and continue to support you, and with your social media handles. You already gave us the website, so we can keep following you
Yeah.
and go to these pitch competitions with you. You know what I mean?
It's it's Tunes footwear everywhere. Tunez footwear. Not Tunez, not Tunez, Tunes footwear. DJ Epps came at me for that. He was like, "Bro, I did a whole 2 minute commercial for you, and I said Tunez the whole time." I'm like, "It's okay. You're DJ Epps. I'll let it slide." Like, it's
We'll
okay.
let it slide. We'll let it slide. Next time, though, we'll work on it. Or
Right.
Tunesy. That is so that maybe he was thinking TMZ. I don't know. Maybe that's what he was
It's the
thinking.
Z. I don't know what it because the Spanish culture. When you see easy at the end of something, you think ez every time.
Mm, okay, makes
And I
sense.
think that's what it is.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much for coming on. Listen, this is not the last you'll see of tunes on Pitch to Millions because they're just growing leaps and bounds. So please support them. Get the shoe, right? Don't wait for the Caribbean shoe. Just get the shoe now.
And if you want to get the Caribbean, we're pre-ordering everything. So everything we don't have in
Okay,
stock, you can
so
pre-order.
then we could get the Caribbean shoe. We're ready. We're ready. So, but no, you guys have a great collection. So thank you so much. Proud of the work. Thank you for being on the show, and thank you for watching. Comment. I know the comments are gonna explode with just this episode alone. So join, subscribe, and make sure you support. Talk to you guys soon. Oh, remember, every business has a story. Pitch yours.